We've come to 1 Samuel today. Our children's Bible story books are full of great stories from 1 Samuel. There's the tender account of Hannah and her prayed for son Samuel. There's tall Saul, Israel's first king, and his exploits, as well as his insanity. And who doesn't love the stories of the shepherd boy David, who slays the giant Goliath with a well-aimed stone? Another headache coming on. David started out great, but then his story turns sour. There are all those wives. Yeah, not as many as his son Solomon, but still. There's adultery with Bathsheba, the murder of her husband, the cover-up. David started out as a strong military leader, but ended up just plain violent. I don't think he would have made a very pleasant friend to be around. The Lord wouldn't let him build the temple because God said, "You are a man of war and have shed blood." But we're getting way ahead of ourselves into Kings and Chronicles. That's for later. Let's go back to 1 Samuel 13. Saul also had ended badly, and the Lord told him in verse 14, "But now your kingdom shall not endure. The Lord has sought out for himself a man after his own heart, and the Lord has appointed him ruler over his people, because you have not kept what the Lord commanded you." The Apostle Paul affirmed that this man after God's own heart was David. Listen to what Paul says in Acts 13, verse 22. "After God had removed Saul, he raised up David to be their king, concerning whom he also testified and said, 'I have found David, the son of Jesse, a man after my own heart, who will do all my will.'" Think about this. In spite of all his failings, and there were many, he is known as the man after God's own heart. Now, I know we're not supposed to compare sins, but this means that there's hope for you. Listen, if David's reputation can be summed up in one phrase, if the epitaph on his gravestone could read, "Here lies a man after God's own heart," then there's hope for you, no matter where you've been or what you have done. The Lord is ready and eager to forgive and to cleanse when we confess. No matter what you've done, no matter where you've been or where you are now, you are never beyond his heart.